Do you think he's going to open Reaper again? What are your thoughts right now?
You know, most Terran openings are going to be pretty reasonable on this map. What I'm most concerned about is that Terrans tend to just not attack after the early game. People know that this is an aggressive map. They know it's small. They know they need to have little careful things like even have Slush. He's scouting downward instead of directly towards his opponent so he can avoid any sort of Marine early on. You know, they all know that, but it's the mid-game where Terrans kind of go, okay, well, it's time to be passive and build up tanks and Marines, and I'm not gonna attack for a while. And it ends up with just letting the Zerg get free reign. So that's my big concern about Masq in this series. Whether he goes Reaper or Hellion, Slush will probably hold it pretty reasonably well. And then what is Masq going to do after that?
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Looks like we do have a depot coming down from Masq. And one thing I want to talk a little bit about is the fact that this Overlord is not rallied directly straight across the map to Masq. Slush is going to be hiding that right to the right outside of his base, basically, so no area units can actually get to it. And then he's going to be sending that Overlord later to find out exactly what his opponent is going to be up to, because one of the hardest things in this matchup for Zerg users is finding out what the Terran is up to, because the Terran can obviously wall off at his ramp.
So for any of you curious about what this money spot JP is referring to, it's right here. This is where the Overlord floats, because if it pokes in, it can see a command center going down. It can see tech structures getting built right here. A lot of times, second Overlord will pinch over here to the top side of the base so we can squeeze in. But it looks like Masq is probably going to be going Reapers. He's getting that very fast refinery. And of course, this placement has just enough space for a tech lab.
Yeah, it looks like Slush is going to be doing the fast ling speed, as he did start his extractor before his pull. He's already sitting at about 50 Vespian gas right now. SCV does scout that, kind of not, can't really see too much right now. And look at the drone. I thought he was actually going to hold position there. He's trying to block that tech lab from being thrown down as much as possible.
Oh, is he actually going to not get it down? It looks like he hasn't done anything yet. Wow, getting a Marine now? Oh, wow, that's an incredible delay there. But it looks like bunker going down at the front. Not sure how effective that's going to be. Slush did just finish his pool and is really not intent on moving down his ramp for quite some time.
Yeah, really, and Masq only has 3 SCVs going towards that bunker right now, with that first Marine just popping out, throwing down that tech lab, finishing off his wall off. I'm really not sure what that bunker is going to do. Maybe a mass repair. I mean, he's got 3 SCVs and 1 lone Marine coming, and Slush is getting out his Lings and his Queen, if he even needs to use his Queen to defend against that.
One thing you really got to worry about is the run-by. The Zergling run-by is going to be huge, and oh, Slush taking the gas. This is huge. Cuts out any sort of Banshee with Cloak, any sort of especially double Banshee. Cuts out a lot of mech pushes. Huge constrictor on the Terran's decisions.
Yeah, pretty much anything with gas, because 1 gas is a Terran. No matter what you want to do, it requires so much gas if you're going to go mech, like you said, Banshee, like you said. And even the double or the mass Reaper strat, it definitely nullifies that a little bit.
Oh,
because
that's a great point. Yeah,
it does cost 50 Vespian gas, and that's quite a lot for an infantry unit. It looks like Slush is going to fall back, scared of those 3 crazy dancing SCVs there next to that bunker. But look at the
Baneling nest hidden up in the corner, and it looks like, is he going to be morphing any Banelings coming up? It doesn't look like he's doing anything quite yet. Masq is moving forward with an SCV, and he's going to see a huge amount of Zerglings. He's probably going to be assuming Zergling speed, and Masq is feeling real dangerous. Oh no, Masq getting a Marauder. Oh, Masq, oh no. And here come a huge set of Zerglings just finishing off after that spawn larva. I don't know if he's going to make any Banelings yet. No, he's just going to be rushing down, and it looks like he's going for the run-by. Oh, my goodness. That's a huge, huge win. Oh, Slush is just in marvelous position. There's nothing here to defend except a wall off.
Yeah, it looks like that Overlord scouted the fact that he did have a command center going down there in the main of Masq base, so he decided to go ahead and pull back, and look at all the Banelings being morphed right there, right down the ramp.
And the Reaper says, oh, hello, and it's going to be able to take a few shots on 1. SCV is going to try to whack away with those fusion cutters. Everything is, oh, good morning, Banelings, and a bunch of Zerglings are doing tons of damage. Will he be able to wall it off in time? No, and the Zerglings are managing to rush in. This is a huge crisis right now for Masq.
Bunker has gone down right outside the main orbital command, but it's going to, oh god,
Banelings. It looks like there's a nice cluster of SCVs, and
there's the
and
GG.
There's the good game.
What a way. I love explosions and then a GG right afterwards.
I know. The flam, that series was fast. That was the exact opposite of what HD and Husky just did, which was a 45 million minute game between Darubi and Sock.
Yeah.
So either way, you know, that's still keeping the Zergs in the top winners bracket.
Yeah. I mean, Slush showing that he knows what to do with the Zerg race.
Absolutely,
I mean, he's one of 2 Zergs. Cats is sitting in the lower bracket right now. We might actually be able to pull up the lower bracket here in a second, or the brackets in general, if I can alt tab.
Some results that we can talk a little bit about. In Control edging a win out against Noni in Game 1. Tyler, Liquid Tyler. In Game 1, Tyler did a proxy gate against In Control, and In Control was really pissed.
Yeah,
he was livid after that game.
Little side story. We went up to him after that and ended up losing, like you just said. I was like, hey, In Control, can we cast your next game? No. We're playing. You're not going to stall my game.
Because you would have had to wait 30 minutes, and if you get proxy gated,
you are furious.
You're not in the mood to just sort of sit back and kind of chill for a little bit. So they played again, had a nail-biting Game 2. In Control edged the win out, and another nail-biting Game 3. In Control edged that win out. So In Control from EG still in Tyler. The Team Liquid Star League champion is eliminated from this tournament. QXC did go 2-0 against Silver, and I think Silver was noticeably exhausted after his obviously incredibly exhausting series against Greetorp.
Yeah, really.
Which I think was 3 games, all of which were over 25 minutes. Very unusual in StarCraft 2 to have games go that long, let alone in a best of 3. Again, big shout out to HG and Husky for not having their vocal cords flop out onto the table.
Yeah, really, that's super impressive. I mean, God, those games are
so
so
hard.
long.
I was watching, I was like listening to my iPod. Oh, it was so awesome.
Looks like I am going to try to bring, man.
Yeah, that would be great to be able to bring the brackets
I guess
up.
if you do want to look at the brackets yourself, you can go to gotfrag.com and check out the brackets. So, yeah, I'm not sure if we can get a shot of this, but hopefully we can. We are looking at the bracket right now, and it's not 100% complete, but we do have Kiwi Kaki beating against Zhao. I call him Zhao, but I went and talked to him today. It's like, how do you pronounce your name? Because I'm an ignorant American, and I do not know how to say that. And he goes, it's Zhao. I was like show? No, it's Zhao. I was like, okay, Zhao.
The J is pronounced like a Z.
Yeah.
And of course, Kiwi Kaki, he is from Canada, so I thought it's pronounced Kiwi Kaki. And there's Nadagast. Ooh, man, I was actually watching that game between Nadagast and Og, and Nadagast actually just did this, or excuse me, Og did this huge aggressive push against Nadagast that did a ton of damage and eventually slowly chipped Nadagast away for the win, but Nadagast did not want to leave that game and was very frustrated, so I'm glad to see that he kept his composure and was able to pull through in that series.
Yeah, I mean, Nadagast 2-0'd In Control to begin with and sent him to the losers bracket, so he's just kind of tearing through right now, and kind of as the WoW player that I am, or used to be, I guess, I'm kind of cheering for Nadagast. He's playing in both tournaments this weekend here at MLG.
Brutal.
Going to be playing in the StarCraft 2 up until tomorrow night. And then if he gets to the finals, he's just going to be like, all right, time to play WoW. And then his team is quite good in World of Warcraft as well. So definitely going to be watching out for him tomorrow.
He's quite the everyman. And Last Shadow, no way, making it through that bracket. That's unbelievable, because I actually saw Pain User do a fist pump in the middle of the game. So, woo! Like something good happened. But it didn't turn out so well in the end. But I mean, like Last Shadow, I actually want to stay on this for a little bit, because Last Shadow, Series 1, he's against Select. Now, again,
that's rough.
The camera's not on us right now, but I'm just holding up one finger because that was his rank. That was his rank by Blizzard in the US Top 200 recently released. And then Last Shadow up against TT1 taking him 2-0, and then up against Pain User taking him 2-1. Last Shadow is the only player I think I haven't met at this tournament and haven't seen him play.
Yeah, I actually ran into him earlier, shook hands, introduced myself, but I haven't watched him play, and I mean, it looks like we need to select TT1 and then Pain User.
That is probably the hardest path that anyone's taken in this tournament.
Yeah, for sure. And then to make, I mean, every round that he played was just ridiculous, like a good player. So let's see what else we have. Looks like we do have Masq and Slush, so we know how that went.
Yeah, so Slush, I'm curious about his path into the finals. It doesn't look like he has really played against that many notables, and against Masq, Masq, look at that, putting Inca into the losers bracket. It's pretty impressive, but again, Slush showing a dominating form. And QXC, I mean, that's no surprise in that bracket.
Yeah. Silver making it all the way. Man, that Silver Greatorp match was something crazy.
Phenomenal. I mean, it really shows how dynamic Terran versus Terran can be.
Suggy, the Root Gaming member, is going to be making it past kind of a little bit of an easier bracket, but then he met Huck, and he lost against Huck, I should say, 2-1, and Huck's bracket somewhat easier, definitely a little bit of an easier path.
I mean, defeating Suggy is definitely not an easy feat. I'm glad that Huck's playing quite well in this tournament.
And moving back down, my hero,
Chthon Luck, yeah,
a.k.a. Cluck.
Chthon Luck is really, really showing that if you practice enough with the style that you want to do, you can do anything. I mean, really, he has pretty much played a very similar style from day one of beta to, you know, month one of release. And it's, again, all these little touches, the fact that he's adjusting, the fact that he's being more aggressive, I think is a huge, huge boost up to him.
Yeah, then looking at Sock, Sock did play against Avalo, a pretty good player, but he ended up 2-0ing him, and then he played against that epic series.
That unreal series. Enjoy your position in the winner's bracket, Darubi. You have earned it.
Yeah, that was definitely a crazy game.
It was absurd, yeah.
Then looking down here at the losers
lower
bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got Avalo. He did defeat last fall. And
that seems pretty reasonable in that bracket, but Machine Cat's another big upset result. EG versus Root, there's a lot of those throughout the tournament, and Cat's pretty unusual style Zerg player.
Yeah,
Machine, one of those defining standard Zerg players, getting eliminated. I think Machine has had some really bad runs of luck in tournament, especially in terms of getting paired against In Control.
In round one. Yeah, definitely too bad for that. Looks like Jetty has made it somewhat far. I think he's still playing against Cats right now. Select ending up beating Spruce Goose, still in the lower bracket. Grey Torpin every time. I'm not sure how that actually went. I would definitely
I believe they're playing right now because Greetorp was trying to get a good hookup for his keyboard. Obviously, it's good to play with a keyboard in StarCraft 2.
And Time versus Inca, I actually think Time took the first match in that series.
Wow, really?
Let me refresh this real quick, and that's not going to work.
Bad gateway. Let's go back to the preloaded page.
All right, so...
Oh, well.
All right,
turns out there were some results that happened in the past. But, I mean, a lot of players who I think you'd say you'd expect to do well did well. Kiwikaki, Chthon Luck, Huck, these sorts of players. But it's weird to have someone like Select put in the loser's bracket first round, or to have Noni already out of this tournament. And I think probably the biggest surprise of this whole tournament has got to be Last Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, like we were talking about earlier, that's just a I mean, not to discredit Last Shadow. He's a good player.
He's awful or something, you know.
But he had the hardest path to get to where he is right now. Looks like we do have the lower bracket up again. TT1 taking out Jaseki 2-1. There's that Noni In Control series 2-1.
Brutal.
This is Jimmy. We haven't actually seen him too much.
Took out Response. Response, of course, a very popular streamer on TeamLiquid.net. Very surprised to see this is Jimmy defeating Response 2-1.
All right, so Sean, you want to cast some more matches tomorrow?
Dude, I'm in the mood. I don't know if you guys are aware. We'll be getting here at around 8 a.m. because we're just that sort of people. But the matches will be beginning at 10 a.m. The finals will start at 5:30 p.m. We're going to be doing a full day of casting tomorrow. I think we're going to be a little bit more rested than HD and Husky because we didn't have those epic series to cast. But either way, I'm Sean Daynan Plot. That's JP McDaniel. And big thanks for tuning in to the 2010 Major League Gaming first ever StarCraft 2 tournament.
People try to discourage us from eating Hot Pockets on the go.